The man puts the key into the lock, and his wife's smile instantly freezes. Half his arm vanishes outside the door, as if he enters an invisible door. Upon further examination, his arm is unscathed. He says this could be the entrance to a parallel dimension. The man wants to go to another side to check, but is pulled back by his wife. She hands him a tennis ball. Their names are written on it. The man tosses the tennis ball ahead, when the tennis ball suddenly disappears through the door frame, as if entering another space. The tennis ball swiftly flies back. The woman quickly pulls out the key from the lock. The tennis ball's words are changed. Written how you know our names? The man feels curious about what it is beyond the strange door. He places the key in the lock. The wife halts her husband due to danger beyond the door. The man assures his wife he will only be gone for 5 minutes. He walks straight ahead and his whole body disappears outside the door. The wife anxiously waits in the room for 10 minutes to pass. Still no sign of her husband coming back outside. After waiting for a few hours, she grows increasingly anxious. Finally, she gathers the courage to approach the door. She half leans out of the door. Oh God, there is another woman there, who looks the exact the same with her. The two stare at each other. Woman number 2 seems scared too. The woman quickly retreats back into the room and pulls out the key immediately. Thinking of her husband, she puts the key back, tacks a small shovel, aiming it at the invisible door. She guards the door for 3 days, but still doesn't spot her husband. Time back to 3 days ago, the couple have just moved into this house, and the woman found a key in the basement. Strangely, no matter how she moved the key, it always pointed in the same way. Following the direction of the key, the woman found this lock on the door frame. Several months pass from the husband missing and the woman is about to give birth. She can't handle being apart from her husband anymore. Meanwhile, worried about her husband's safety. Finally, she makes up her mind, picks up a knife, and walks towards the door. She goes through an invisible door. The woman appears on the other side. In the corridor, she sees woman number 2 cooking in the kitchen. The woman inquires about her husband's whereabouts, causing woman number 2 to be terrified. But soon she calms down. Woman number 2 says the husband is playing soccer, but the woman knows her husband can't play soccer. Woman number 2 impatiently explains. She's seen many versions of herself searching for her husband, but they don't own this world, as each key opens a different parallel space. Woman number 2 asks the woman to go back to her own world. The woman couldn't bear life without her husband, so she stabs woman number 2 with the knife directly. She drags woman number 2 back to her own space. She ties a rope to the key and passes it through a chair. Then she returns to woman number 2's parallel world. The woman tugs on the rope outside, and the rope gradually tightens. The key is taken out of the lock. She thinks that in this way, the door will never open again. The woman cleans up the scene, and her husband's voice comes from the room. The woman hurries out. This is man number 2 actually, but what difference does it make to her? Clearly, man number 2 is oblivious to his wife's odd behavior. The woman believes she can now resume a normal life. At night, she hears a noise coming from outside the room. She walks out to see that the space-time door is opened again. She calls her husband, mentioning someone at the door, and he goes forward to check. This time, he doesn't go into another parallel space. The husband says she must be hallucinating. Then he goes back to sleep. The woman goes to the bathroom, but as she sits down, she sees a quick flash outside the door. She grabs toilet paper, exits the bathroom and tosses the toilet paper roll toward the parallel space entrance. The toilet paper rolls through the door. No time travel occurs, and the woman feels relieved. Upon returning to the bedroom, she discovers her husband's been killed. Standing next to him is another man, man number 3. The woman turns and runs, but the man tells her not to be afraid. The woman's heart is uneasy. When she runs to the corridor, the space-time door opens again. Another woman emerges from the door. It is woman number 3 holding a knife in her hand. The woman is stabbed and falls to the ground in pain. Woman number 3 passes by her and hugs man number 3 behind her. The woman run outside, painfully pulls the key out of the lock. The parallel time and space is shut. The woman tosses the key into the sewer. She slumps by the closet. This is woman number 3's house. A baseball rolls onto the ground. It has their names printed on it. The film ends here and explores parallel time and space. Each world is connected to the others, but the details differ somewhat. Man number 1 enjoys tennis. Man number 2 enjoys soccer. The door in the room with baseball entwines several people's fates. Maybe when the woman pulled out the key from the lock, the tragedy that ensued has been fated.